Good morning. Okay. We're gonna go with the 3, 2, 1, okay? We're gonna try it again, okay? Okay? 3, 2, 1. Good morning. Okay, come on, man. What was that? Come on.
Gotta pull a string, dude.
What string?
String, dude.
But come on, man. Now's not the time to play
It's
games.
for the review, dude.
3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good morning.
And good afternoon, and good evening. Today, we're gonna be reviewing...
Oh. Okay. Well, just killed my assistant here. My assistant.
Assistant? I thought you were my assistant.
Oh no, I think we got our little roles mixed up. See.
No,
I pay you.
No, I'm the one that came up with the little string thing.
Well, whose green screen is this?
We don't own the studio.
As long as I'm here, we own it now.
Don't you mean you own it?
Yeah. As in
alright.
me, as in we.
Alright.
As in me.
Bucko, you're a sad, sad little man. You are a toy! Anyway, if you haven't gathered by now, we're reviewing Toy Story 1, 2, and 3, the trilogy. This guy's got the giggles. I don't know why.
Oh man.
Unprofessionalism. That's why I'm the head. I'm the host.
Oh, man.
He's the co-host. Anyway. So yeah.
Oh, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is JR Reviews with TFTF. Two friends talk film with another review. And today we got
And for TF, we're reviewing TS, Toy Story.
right, the trilogy, TST. The trilogy.
Oh.
So couple notes. We're gonna start with Toy Story 1, I guess.
Toy Story 1, the one that started it all. First computer animated film of all time.
Oh yeah, definitely. That CGI there still upholds today, would you say? Would you say?
For the most part, I mean, that dog still looks a little...
But still, it's like...
sometimes the humans
you know.
look even more plastic than the toys, but for the most part, it holds up. For the most
Right.
part.
So your thoughts, opinions on Toy Story 1 in terms of story, characters, dialogue, plot, etc.
Well, we can all. Well, let's start off with the story.
Right.
So it's about a little cowboy toy. He's Andy's favorite toy. Andy is pretty much the guy who plays with them, and when
Right.
toys get played with, they
Right.
feel good. They feel happy. If they're
Right.
not played with, they feel alone, not happy. They feel dead.
Right, etc. So that leads to conflict of film when Andy, he adopts a new toy as most kids do. This one being a Space Ranger,
Buzz Lightyear.
you know, and he has like all the cool features, you know, whereas Woody has like a just simple pull-out
All
string.
these buttons. He's like a
Yeah.
Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, exactly.
Like buttons. He has a better voice chip. Wings, can fly or fall
And
with
he got
style.
the electronics, you know. He has basically a toy that every kid wanted at that time period. And so there you lead the jealousy and the rivalry between Buzz Lightyear and
and
Woody Allen, beautifully portrayed by Tom Hanks. Yeah,
Woody
what
Allen.
you say? Oh no.
His name is Woody Allen. It's just Woody.
Woody. Sorry, not to be
And
confused
after
with
that,
the Jewish director.
hilarity ensues. Let's not spoil the entire movie for the 2 people who didn't watch it.
No, I'm pretty sure it's less than that. That one person who didn't watch it.
Maybe the 0.5.
Yeah,
Point-
half a person.
point
I wouldn't
3.
consider that person a person.
Yeah.
Um,
He's probably a toy.
Probably. You know. Well, anyway,
Probably Sid.
this is one of this is one of the best animated films. Period.
Of all time, really.
All time. Period. Straight up. Like, as we mentioned before, the graphics they hold up to date. You know, the animation it
I
holds
mean,
up to
it
date.
was made in the 90s, I
yeah, the
believe?
90s. Yeah.
I've heard somewhere the 80s,
Right.
but I don't know.
No, definitely not. Definitely the 90s. Cause,
Yeah.
You know, that's like it was really like Pixar. It got Pixar on the map. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, because before this, all they did was make shorts and commercials.
Right. And like the powerhouse back then was Disney.
Yeah.
So you had an animated movie. It was a Disney movie, probably, or it was some foreign film that
Miyazaki
weirdo,
or something.
weirdo across the street watched. But here we got Toy Story, like first like Pixar breakthrough, and man, it was amazing. You know, beautiful voice acting. Not Woody Allen, Tim Allen as Buzz Lightyear. Didn't you who was asked for the role?
Jim
Again?
Carrey was gonna
Oh,
play
yeah.
Buzz Lightyear, and if you look at his face, the whole face, like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
would have been like, "I'm Buzz Lightyear. I come in peace." Yeah, it would
Yeah,
have
the
sounded
Ace
like
Ventura.
that. Yeah, he'd be doing that all day.
With the mask.
Oh yeah. Like,
Oh yeah.
that would be terrifying. Like he would have been, "My name is Miss Nesbit." He would have sounded more like Jack Black.
That's yeah. But luckily we got the Tim Allen version. You know, Buzz Lightyear is unlike the other toys. He's
More
he has
advanced,
like
really.
a case of amnesia, I guess.
Wally versus Eve, old
Yeah.
versus new,
You know.
stuff like
Right.
that.
He's like Buzz Lightyear's like the like PTSD Marine type guy. You know, the ones
the
that.
heck?
Well, I
How
mean,
did you
he's
bring
like
that in?
he's like he's a space ranger, right?
Who said he had
conquering-
PTSD?
Well, obviously he doesn't know he's a toy, so he's making up rumors. I'm saying he's the Travis
What?
Bickle from Taxi Driver. He's a Travis
What?
Bickle of all toys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, with the kung fu moves and everything, and like
The karate
danger,
chop,
danger.
right?
You know what I mean? Like
Danger Will Robinson.
I don't know. It's a weird thing about Toy Story is that how does Buzz Lightyear know to play dead? You know, if he doesn't think he's a toy.
Maybe they told him off screen like, "Hey Buzz, you gotta freeze when the guy comes because he's like Medusa. If you don't play dead, you might die or so." I don't know.
That's a good point.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean that's what I assumed as a kid. I mean,
Right.
a movie should never make you assume things, but with Toy Story you don't really mind, right?
Yeah, you don't really mind.
With a bad movie, you're gonna pick out the plot. Something like Toy Story 3, you don't.
Right.
Anyway, the characters, we went over that.
Yeah,
Animation,
characters.
we went over
Oh
that.
yeah, man. This is definitely a nostalgia fest.
I
Like,
mean, some of the things, like, you can still say, oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
totally what it looks like. A spoon, it looks like a real spoon. Woody would look like a real toy. Well, for back then, I mean, he still holds up. I mean, he's very expressive, very,
yeah, man, and like I said before, it's like a nostalgia fest. You know what I mean?
Very-
Like you look at like all these toys, and like they like hold up. You know what I mean?
And even if it is nostalgic, it'll hold up even to a child today. They don't, like, they can look at Woody and say, he's a good character
Right,
or
right.
something. So,
Right.
yeah, and it doesn't need fart jokes. It doesn't
Yeah.
need
It's
disgusting
interesting
humor.
the types of toys that Mr.
Andy.
Plays with. You know?
Yeah.
Like this guy playing with like a piggy bank
Yeah.
when he has like a space
All
ranger,
these other toys.
you know?
Yeah. I guess the best toy he just centers his entire room after.
Yeah, like straight up post. You know, I kind of feel bad for the other toys. Like, I'm surprised like half of them don't get like jealous and stuff. And,
Yeah,
like,
maybe
run out
because
on,
they.
like,
It's because Woody has been babied this whole time. He's always been his favorite. So after years and years and years of being the favorite, after like when Buzz Lightyear, because they were never his favorite.
All
Woody
right,
was
right.
always the favorite. But
Woody was always
when Buzz comes in and just takes away Woody's role, I mean, right?
like some of the some pretty cool toys. Like Mr. Potato Head, right?
Mr. Potato Head.
Eventually Mrs. Potato Head, right?
Yeah, second movie, I think.
Yeah, but like
No, he gets
no.
him. I
Second
mean, he
movie,
gets
right?
her in the first movie, but they just never saw her because it's at Christmas time. It ends at Christmas, and it's like,
Oh,
Mrs.
yeah,
Potato Head,
yeah.
Mrs. Potato Head, and then the soldier's like, oh shoot, I just spoiled everything. It's not a big plot point.
not a big plot point, so not a big deal. I mean, like I definitely think we could go on through this with spoilers. I mean, like who hasn't watched this film other than that 0.5 of a person?
It's probably
Right.
Sid.
Probably. Speaking of Sid, man, that was probably one of the greatest horror films of all time.
You can really make a horror movie off of that baby thing.
Exactly. Like you have like.
I don't know
these,
about
like,
that duck thing though. It's like,
Like you have like these demonic type freaks just like coming out of like the like.
did anyone ever think they would be good?
Well, like.
That fishing pole with the Barbie legs? You're like, what?
Yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about Sid's attic type of room where this guy is like
He had all these
straight up
mutant toys.
madmen. Like this is like stuff taken out of like Chainsaw
Yeah,
Massacre.
what
3D,
Sid
you know?
does, he takes toys apart and puts them back together, but as these like freakish mutant-looking toys, like
So you got
a pterodactyl head
Yeah.
on a Cabbage Patch Kid body, Or
You got like the Cabbage Patch head on like the spider legs.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
weird.
man. It's like, it's all like this guy is like has like the mental capacity of like,
I think he.
what's his face? Jason Voorhees or like.
I mean, he's a kid wearing a skull shirt. That's never a good sign.
Hey, Toy Story is a prequel to Saw. If any of you don't know, Toy Story is a prequel to Saw. Like.
All right. So, what would you rate this film out of 5 or 10 stars? What are
As
we
a
doing?
horror movie, or as
Just a film.
as a film in general.
Yes.
Because as a horror movie, it definitely give it 8 out of 10. But as a film in general, 10 out of 10. Straight up, like straight up one of the best animated, family friendly. You can show this movie at Christmas. You can show this movie at Kwanzaa. You can show this movie at like Hanukkah. You know, it's family
Halloween.
friendly. Halloween, yeah, exactly. It's a horror movie. It's
Play it at Thanksgiving,
It's
for
a
goodness sake.
necessity. If you have a child,
Play it every day.
You've watched this film. Like I had the original copy on VG. Oh, not the original copy. I had the copy on VHS, and I would like plug that in when I was 5 and like watch it. Like how many times did you watch it?
3 times a day, boy.
Yeah, man. Like I would just rerun after rerun. Credits start the beginning.
I could literally recite the whole thing. But anyway, we should probably.
On to Toy Story 2 because
Yeah.
Toy Story 1 is great. We all know that.
10 out of 10 stars, just in case.
Yeah,
Anyway,
accomplished classic
Toy Story 2.
is the sequel that all movies deserve. It's not as good as the first
Not all
one.
movies deserve. I mean, Dumb and Dumber 2 didn't deserve a sequel.
True that.
Anyway, so Toy Story 2.
It's a sequel that all movies should have. All
If
worthy
they-
movies
If they don't
should
suck.
have.
But the plot of Toy Story 2.
It's basically the same thing as Toy Story 1, you know.
Except nothing like the first one.
No,
Or
well,
it's-
in a way, it's like over a decade. Wait, I'm being fact checked. Yeah, 11 years. Imagine that, 11 years until we got Toy Story 3. Like, come on, this raked in the money, did it not?
Yeah.
This raked in the laughs. It was as good as the first
Any
one.
other studio would have just went, make another one now.
But I'm kind of glad that, like, you know, it's a bad thing, but
Can't you just picture Wheezy in like a Godfather chair and he's like, make me more money?
that would make Buzz Lightyear like Vito Corleone. You know, we got a job to do.
Of all people, Wheezy
blast
had
it.
to be the boss. He's not even like,
He ain't even relevant.
Yeah,
to be honest.
he had like
I mean,
5 minutes of screen
They
time.
tossed him out in the third one, which brings us to the third one. So, 11 years. 11 years for a sequel.
Yeah.
And were we appeased? Were we satisfied?
Short
Yes.
answer? Yes. Yeah.
Of course we were. Because Toy Story 3 is the final act. You know what I mean? This is the Return of the King. This is the Return of the
curtain
Jedi.
has risen once more.
And what do they know? They turn, like the first two were about adventures, trying to get their friends back, right?
All happy smiles. Well, maybe with a lot of drama thrown in. But
And the short horror film
yeah,
in the mix.
a bit more of Toy Story 1 in there. But Toy Story 3 was like, man, we gotta take it back to our roots.
The roots.
More horror, man.
More horror, and it's a prison. It is a prison jailbreak type scenario, you know?
Disney and Pixar, they watched every single jail movie they could to make a good environment for this film. I mean, they didn't actually go to jail, but
This is Shawshank Redemption meets Pixar. Get busy living or get busy dying. Except imagine Lotso saying that.
get
Because
busy
Lotso-
playing or get busy rotting away in the
Yeah,
storage,
in
the garage.
Sunnyside, man. Oh man, like Lotso is the huggable villain.
Yeah, he smells like strawberries, as I'm told. But man, did anyone see him becoming a bad guy?
No, he was like the wise guy, man.
I mean, he even said, "I'm a hugger." I mean, that's
Exactly.
his catchphrase. I'm a hugger. But then, later on in the film, he becomes a villain.
I know. That
A,
is,
a teddy bear, a pink teddy bear, becomes a villain.
That's really one of the most spectacular.
A Care Bear becomes a villain. Well, I don't know if he's a Care Bear, but he might be based off of one.
Right.
I mean, he is strawberry scented.
Right. Like, this was a really good movie overall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was definitely solid. Better than Toy Story 2.
Yes,
It's up for debate, but we'll get to that later. Which is better, Toy Story 1 or Toy Story 3? We'll get to that later.
Yes.
But yeah, Toy Story 3. Once again, the solid voice acting. You have solid nostalgia. I mean,
They
had
got
some
Tim Allen
anime.
back. They got
Yeah.
Tom Hanks back. Although the man who voiced Slinky died before this film could be made.
Oh, was he in it though?
Yeah, Slinky was in it,
Oh.
but they just got a new voice actor. But God rest his soul.
Yeah.
And Ham, he's back. I don't
Right.
know the name, but the
Tyrannosaurus.
yeah, that guy
Yeah.
Jesse, Bullseye, all the main guys. Although I don't know why Mrs. Potato Head got saved. I mean, she got like the least screen time out of all of them, and they're like, put her in there. And you're like, she was there for no other reason than to have her eye in the Andy's room.
And like, Toy Story 3 is like definitely paid like homage to fans.
All of our childhoods,
yeah,
really.
that have been waiting like 11 years for
to
for
the
for
old
release.
Toy Story fans and to new children who watch
Yeah.
the film, just by the feeling of playing with the toy, the feeling of just, it's like Christmas morning, really.
Right. But it brought it to the modern audience, so it stayed relevant, but it didn't.
It
like,
had a classic feeling,
Yeah.
but it wasn't like outdated.
Exactly.
You could watch it 30 years from now, and
It would still hold up. I mean,
mean-
unless like people don't know what toys are in 30 years. Everyone is just electronically wired.
watch a toy.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
got my iPad.
Right.
But
anyway, Toy Story 3, like some of the new toys, they really, like I said, they're like
very good designs.
yeah, very good designs. Totoro,
Yeah, he's back. I mean,
yeah.
well, he was never here. I mean, it's his first film cameo in a long
Right.
time.
And it's like, it's very, very, very deep. It's like, I guess it's the most emotional. And
Deep as the tears, every single fan cried at this film.
at the end, the end. I'm not gonna spoil it for you for the
Goodbye,
for the
partner.
0.9
I was like,
people who
nope.
haven't watched this, but yeah, it was really it was the most emotional film
Yeah.
out of all of them. It's part horror. It went back to its roots. The part horror. You had that monkey guy. Don't tell me you weren't like freaked out as a kid. Like those eyes, they.
Although we
stare
weren't
into-
kids at that point, but
I was like,
a lot of kids
Right,
ever.
right.
And even then, we're like, it's screaming at you.
yeah, those
I pray you
eyes-
didn't watch it in 3D.
Those eyes, man. They sank into the bottom of your soul.
That's why at the credits he's wearing sunglasses. He's just like, I'm good now, but nobody's gonna buy I'm good if I don't wear glasses.
the eyes just like they pierce you.
Yeah.
Like an arrow.
I mean,
you
they
know?
even bug out, so they could. They go, oh, no.
And then like when he he's like, I don't know, he's
He
menacing.
clapped on Woody's head. I was like, oh no. I know it's only plastic, but man, that's the same thing that Woody's made out of.
I'm
So it's
guessing that's like-
I mean, imagine getting slammed with two versions of your own head.
That's like several compound fractions right there.
Yeah, like, did you see Woody's pain?
That's like
Thank
that's
goodness
like
Slinky
two-
was there to
two
save him.
concussions, like a hematoma, and like brain
Why are you
damage,
bringing all
the
these
left cerebral.
injuries into the toy world?
But anyway, yeah. So back to the prison setting. So it's like, yeah, it's
Makes
it's-
you feel
it's a-
trapped.
Yeah, it's a prison movie,
Hopeless,
right?
really.
So they're like basically being beaten down by like children,
They're-
like,
they're-
toddlers,
yeah. So,
toddlers who don't know how to play.
Day in, day out, they're getting beat. They're either getting locked in bins or just getting slammed around.
licked, parts missing.
Yeah.
And
Bitten,
there's- yeah.
just getting shoved in very bad places.
And the
to be
Pixar
honest.
creators are kind of sick, but because they included like a metaphor.
Yeah, Barbie
wait.
actually is supposed to be Barbie. Who knew? Anyway.
well, not that metaphor.
no,
We're gonna talk about it.
no, let's
the
not.
deeper mark.
Let's really not.
You know the scene where Buzz gets taken in by Lotso?
Just Google it. Just Google it.
There's a deeper metaphor to that.
Stop.
I'm just gonna say
That's
it
not what
involves-
it was intended. Anyway, well,
Wait, Google that. Google that.
terrible.
So anyway,
you're perverting a good film
Anyway,
with your sick theories.
Toy Story 3. 9.5 out of 10.
I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10, and even though all of them, scratch that, I give Toy Story 2 a 10 out of 10 as well.
Wow.
All three 10 out of 10s, but
Nice.
even if they are 10 out of 10s, 3, 1, 2.
I'm gonna go a little different. 1, 3,
three,
2.
two.
Yeah. I thought the first one was a classic, and that cannot be beat by anything.
Yeah, although I
But I
haven't,
could see why 3 is better than 1 as well.
I don't know. I felt like it matured with the. I mean, everybody cried at the end except
Yeah.
for those few sourpusses.
Yeah. So, overall, it's like really great series. Rewatchability to the extreme. You know what I mean? Like the 3 times we used to watch it.
Any of the films you could watch.
And, like, yeah. Yeah, so I think that's about it for our review. And if you want another review, please leave in the comments below. I know that last episode we kind of ended haphazardly, you know, studio shut down and everything.
Yeah.
But luckily we could afford better chairs.
Oh
so
yeah, about that review about Battle Royale, you can kiss that goodbye for
maybe,
now.
maybe we'll return that later. And Aaron surprised.
Oh,
us.
next review, Winnie the Pooh. This time, I promise.
Thank you. Like, rate, subscribe.